Good morning, good evening, and good day, depending on when and where you're watching this. A little tutorial video here from you. A little bit different. We normally stream. We've not touched the YouTube channel in quite a while, but it's a common question we get asked on our channel, our live channel. This, and I thought, you know what, instead of me explaining it every single time, I thought, you know what, it would probably be a good idea to have a video of how to do this. And basically what it is how to pull information from a flight plan that you've made and put it into a flight computer. Now I'm going to be doing it in the plane in front of you right now, which is the 737-800 Zibo mod. However, the practice is kind of the same in regard to putting it into any Boeing aircraft. I don't normally do many Airbus flights, so it's a bit different, but the information is going to be the same. How to implement it is maybe going to be a little bit different, but it's a good. This plane is one of the planes that mainly gets used in the game, so yeah. So here we go. Let's pop into the aircraft right now. So as you can see, 737. I'm currently in Edinburgh at the moment, EGPH, at gate. I'm not sure which gate. It doesn't really matter which gate I'm at right now. However, right, so I've not got any engines on. It's just based on the APU at the moment. Let me just pop down here, pop over to the side a bit. Now I'm going to put it up at the side of here, and this side I'm going to pop in the flight plan. Now first of all, I'm going to show you, I use a thing called SimToolkit Pro, which is basically a client that integrates your SimBrief, which I'll show you as well, where you get the flight plans from, and it compiles it all into one little area where you can put all your flights. It can track all your data. It can you have your little hangar where you put all your planes in, and it's a very, very, very good bit of kit. Totally free. Everything in this video that I'm going to show you right now is completely free. It's just usual form of just registering, and that's it. Completely free though. But yeah, so this is your basic flight computer. In the Zibo, this is it here. The 767, it's slightly down a little bit more, but they always look the same. I think the Airbuses have like an up and down arrow here and a side to side, but ultimately they're the same. So when you've got here, this is the ACARS, which is, I'm pretty sure this is to do with weather. I'm not going to put that in now. That's not, you don't have to worry about that right now. But what we are worried about is this FMC here. Okay, so I'm going to pop up my little screen here. Now this in front of you right now, I'll just move this across a little bit so it looks a bit better. There we go. This, what you're seeing in front of you right now, this is SimToolkit. This is where I get majority of my flight plans, etc, etc. I have the route already put in, okay, and it comes across here. This is my route. These are all the waypoints and all that, but I'm going to get this in this video. I'm going to try and make this as a quick kind of tutorial. I'm not going to go in great depth, but I'm going to basically tell you what you need to do to get from A to B using the flight computer. So this is basically what I use. Like I said, this is what I use, but I'm going to be working off of the flight plan. Now where I get my flight plans from is from here. However, if you don't have this, you can directly get it off SimBrief, which is a website which you can see right now, SimBrief, which is basically simbrief.com. Search in Google, this is what it is. You register, you log in, and then you go into dispatch and you basically put in where your airport code that you're going to be taking off from. So Edinburgh is EGPH, and I'm not doing a flight today, but for reference for the video, we're going down to London Gatwick, which is EGKK. That's the ICAO codes for the airport. So that's all you need to have basically when you put it in, and then that basically takes the winds for the current time, etc, etc, and compiles them into a little bit of information. which I'm going to show you right now. So this is your flight plan. Now I'm pretty sure it's about, oh god, it's about maybe 20 pages long. You only need a couple of bits of information from various ones, so it doesn't really matter. Don't worry about all the other information. This is basically what an actual captain or first officer would actually have. But there's only a few bits of information we need, so don't get too worried about that. So, like it says, this is the Zebo. This is the FMC that you're going to be putting. So the first thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be putting your position initiation in. Okay, so you go into here now. Reference airport is the one that you're basically at. So we today are at EGPH, and you click on the button opposite the dotted line. Pop that in there. Now gate, it's asking for a gate that we're at. That's for basically massive airports that are, like they're miles. Like one gate could be miles away from the other gate, and that's just for a more accurate. You don't have to worry about it, to be honest, just yet. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that just yet. So we are going to go next into our route, okay, which our origin is where we are at. So that first bit was basically telling the flight computer where you are using grid references. Okay. So you go into EGPH, is already on our scratch pad. This area down here is called the scratch pad. Okay. And it's basically where you input information, then you click on the FMC where you want to take that information to. So EGPH is where we are, and we'll be going to EGKK. Okay, and that goes into our destination. Co-route is if you have a saved flight plan. So for example, if on this here, this can be saved in a file format, which you put into your X-Plane. What is it now? Depending on where you have your X-Planes installed. So you go into your X-Plane output folder, and then you create a folder within that called FMC plans, and then from your sim brief, it gives you a file, an FMS file, I think it's called. You put it in there, and all you put in here for the co-route is you put the origin, the destination, and 01. That's normally what it saves it as, and you put that in here. But we're going to be doing it different. We're going to be manual inputting today, how they would normally do it. Our flight number is usually the flight number that is up here. So FR0025 is a flight number. So all we do here is FR0025, and then we just click, like it says, into here. The runway that we're going to be taking off from today. So if you come down here, don't worry about any of this information you're seeing right now. We don't need any of that. Is it this one? I do it a different way, so this is a little bit different for me. EGPH, go some ICO flight plan. Where is it? Where is the runway? That's really stupid now, because I do it a different way. I usually take it off my sim toolkit. It's been a while since I've done it off of this. I will find it. Give me a second. It's quite good to learn these kind of things. EGPH, flight level 31, go Sam. Why am I not? Clearance checks out of. So when I normally do it with sim toolkit, it'll tell me here runway 06. As you can see here, runway 06. But for some reason I'm not getting that. Why am I not seeing runway 0? Oh, God's sake, here we go. I knew it was somewhere. It's because it's slightly different from how I do it. So if you come down, no, actually go up again. So this is the top page. Come down slightly. There you go. That is your route ID. That's the information you need to do. Sorry about that, guys. That was me just being totally stupid. So EGPH runway 06. Okay. So all we do is 06 runway. That's all you need. Okay. Then you go into your performance initiation. Now this is basically where we put our ground weights and fuels in. Now, for the purpose of this video, that's a different video, and that's more in if you search. Someone already done how to set up the Zebo. I'm not going to do it today, simply because it's more hassle right now. I would rather be showing you how to do this part of the flight plan. But what I can do is show you how we take what we need. For example, our weights. So when you've set up all your weights, so when you put in your passenger counts, your cargo amounts, your payload, your zero fuels, your fuel weight, which is to and from, same with the zero fuel weight is to and from, and our tow weight is 67.3, between 67.3 and 69.3. This is what you need in here. This is the bit that you need in here, okay? So that's going to be wrong because we've not set up the Zebo, so don't worry about that. But when you have put the information into the Zebo and put your weights on correctly, that's where you have to be between 67.3 and 69.3. So as long as it's between those two numbers, that's fine. Which gives us a centre of gravity of 8%. Okay. Now that you need to remember this. So our planned fuel. Now this is another part where you find this in here. So see the planned fuel part. Our trip is going to use the amount of fuel that we are going to need. Okay, so you've got your trip, your continuous 15 minutes if you've got a 15-minute layover, etc. Minimum takeoffs, all these kind of things. These are, you don't really need it as such, but this is the number that you need. 6759. Now I always round it up, so it would be 6.8, I would say here. So our planned fuel is going to be 6.8. Oh, I put that in the wrong one. Put it in here. Oh, 6.8. Don't worry about that, okay? So that's what our plan is. Okay, our block fuel will always be our planned fuel that we're going to use. Now, it's asking for our reserves. I've just stupidly put this in here. Ignore that, I'm going to change it. Reserves are always FINRES. FINRES. Our final reserves, basically. Like 1081. Now, this is always in kilograms, remember, guys. Always in kilograms. This isn't pounds, it's always in kilograms. But 1081, I always again round it up, so 1.1. Now, see if you muck up, you just put it back in. It'll sort itself. Now, cost index is a number that airlines use to basically how much it's going to cost to basically go from ground to cruising altitude and back down. So the lower the number, the quicker the ascent and the more money it's going to be burnt fuel wise. The higher the number, the less fuel and more efficient way they're going to get up. So CI10, cost index 10. This is where you put your cost index. So all you do is 10. Put that in there. Boom, that's all you need. Now, we've got our cruising altitude. See, ALTN LFPG. Okay. Flight steps, EGPH 350. That is the number you're looking for. Sometimes you'll see on this line there'll be a variety of different numbers, whether it's 270, it'll be like 270, 320, 350. That's basically asking you to step it up. So you're going to have steps of various numbers. You always look for the highest number, which is 350. So all you put is 350, done. Execute that. And our cruising winds, you come down. Okay. Keep coming down, keep coming down, keep coming down. Here we go. Wind information. Now, the one we're looking for is TOC, top of climb. Okay. So our cruising wind, which is going to be the top of our height level. Now, remember we put in here 350 is the top of our climb. So 350, it's 330, excuse me, by 035. So it's 330 slash 035. 5, and you put that into our cruising winds. Okay, that's all you need to do. That basically tells the airplane what kind of winds it's expecting. Now, TCOAT, that basically means top of climb outside air temperature. Again, 350, which is 35,000 feet, it's minus 50. So all you do is click this plus/minus 50, and you always just put in here. You don't have to put this one on. You just put this and it automatically does it. Transaltitudes are transitional altitudes. Europe is always 6,000, America is 18,000. That's all you have to remember. So it normally defaults it for you, so you don't really have to worry about that. N1 limits is basically the limitations of the engines. So cell OAT. Now a general reference of the cell OAT is basically, do you want it to, so your engine has a limit of, for example 100%. That's like at its limit, and to basically keep it within its operating window of not breaking the engines, you basically make it lower. You bring that down for takeoff. So this basically, setting this up will give us our toga. So automatically it basically takes off itself. You just have to steer it. It does all the throttles itself. So I always go for 45 degrees. 45 is in the middle. It's not going to break the engines. 50 is obviously like bring it further back. 60 is even further back. And as you go lower, so 30 would be basically running 100%. There's probably a way of that being more accurate. That's the way I've been told. TO, TO1, TO2. So these are takeoff rates. So do you want to have it 45 degrees on what you've said, or do you want to have a little bit less power given, or a little bit less again? Same with climbing. Do you want it to be climbing at this rate, or a little bit less, or a little bit less? That's all it's asking for. So our takeoff, flaps 5 is always a great start. If you're heavier, go a wee bit more flaps, or if there's less runway, a little bit more flaps. Now remember that CG, 8%. Well, if you've done your weights right, okay, when you've done your weights right, it will always give you a toe CG, 19.6, okay? So you put your 19.6 in here, okay? Pop that in CG and it will tell you this is the trim that you need for the aircraft to take off safely. And sometimes you're actually always quite fine. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there's 4, and it's 4.25. So that's pretty much bang on. Now for this, there's a little. Did I do that without? Did I show you? Yeah, that's fine. A little tip here: you do not have to do anything. The aircraft has already calculated the speeds that you need. So that's all you do. You just click them. Now the V2 speed is always the speed that you put into your speed indicated airspeed adjuster. And that's all you have to do. So that's fine. That's all done. We don't have to worry about any more of that. That's all our pre-flight's done. Now we go into our departure. Okay, now this is our departure, telling the aircraft where we're departing, etc. So we go into our departure. Now it's already got runway 6. This is where it's already asked us. So we go back up to the top, the very top. I always go to the top and then I work my way down again. That just makes it easier for me. This is our route. Okay, this is our whole route. This is all the information we basically need. So it's saying that we are at Edinburgh, EGPH, runway 6, and we're using the GOSAM 1D. Little tip. If you've got an airport here, and then you've got your runway here, the first thing directly after, if it has any information, that is your SID. Standard Instrument Departure something. I can't remember what it is. No, star. It's your star. Is it star? Standard Takeoff? I can't remember. You've got your SIDs and your stars. And basically this is SID and your star is your arrival. Right, okay. God. It's late at night. It's currently 2:15 in the morning right now, and I'm a bit wired. So, if there's any information directly after the airport, this is your SID. Okay. If it has DCT, DCT basically means direct. So if it doesn't have any information apart from DC, if it's just DCT, sorry, that basically means you don't have to put any sort of SID in. Okay, but today we do, which is a GOSAM 1D. So as you can see right here, we've got runway 6, GOSA 1D, GOSAM 1D. I think that's a spell mistake, so we won't worry about it. So it's the 1D, GOSA 1D. Click on that, no transition because it's not asking for a transition here. Then we go into our route. Okay. Next little bit, so we're already in the route RTE, which is this. You go to the next page, it's already implemented the GOSA 1D, which transitions to the GOSAM. So you just always double check. So GOSAM 1D, GOSAM. Now our next one is a P600, okay? I'm glad that's actually there because I'm going to tell you how to do these. So on this side is always waypoints. The way I regard a waypoint is this is your normal main road, okay? This is your main roads on this side. On this side, ignore this bit now, but on this side you always put your jetways. Jetways I regard as motorways. These are like the high volume where everybody jumps on and etc, etc, etc. And I always regard SIDs and stars as slip roads. So you're basically taking off from a runway, you're jumping on the slip road to jump onto your main road, which the main road takes you onto your motorway, which is going to be our jetway. So jetways can always be identified by P600 because it has a letter and numbers. Fennec here is a waypoint because it just has letters. UL612 is a jetway again because it has letters and numbers. Letters and numbers are jetways. All letters are waypoints. Okay, so we'll implement this now. So we've got GOSAM here. We're going to jump on P600. P600. Put that in there. Okay, and then from P600 we're going to Fennec. FENIK. Pop that into here. Okay, and then from Fennec we're jumping onto again another jetway, which is UL612. UL612. Pop that in there, and then we're going DCS. Now be careful, DCS is not direct. It's only DCT is direct. So DCS is actually a waypoint. DCS. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because I made the fatal mistake of thinking that was direct and completely missed out a waypoint, which is not a problem as long as you put in the next waypoint around. But if there's a wee like basic move around, then it kind of screws it up a bit. So from DCS we're jumping on another jetway, which is UN864. UN864. We'll pop that in here. And then from UN864 we're going to Subuk. SUBUK. There. DCT, there you go. That's a direct. So we don't have to put nothing in here. And when you're doing a direct, it always goes onto this side. Keypad. So KEPAD. Boom. There you go. Now to see how it says direct here. So we're going from Subuk direct to keypad. We're not going anywhere else. So to put it onto our next page, we just click next page. That's all we do. And then we're jumping on another jetway again. L151 goes into our jetway side. And then we're going into Kidley. KIDLI. That goes into here. Then from Kidley, we're jumping onto our arrival, as you can see here. Willow 3B. Willow 3B, because, as you can see here, this is Gatwick. EGKK/08 right. So we're arriving into Gatwick 8 right. but directly before it is Willow 3B. Now, like I says, anything after your airport that you're taking off from, if there's anything there, that is your takeoff or your SID. Okay, and anything directly before your arrival is your star, unless it has DCT. If it has DCT, then don't worry about any of this. So we're going to Willow 3B, so we do not have to put anything else into here. So we click activate, execute. Insufficient fuel, don't worry about that, because we've not done it properly, because we've never put any of the proper fuels in. Departure and arrival, so we are going, and I always do it linear. You're supposed to do it linear, so when you take off from the runway, you join onto your SID, and then you do the route, and then you come into your SID, which is Willow 3B, and then you land on your runway. So that's the order you have to do it. So we did our departure here. Now the reason why the arrivals on here is if you're doing a go, like for example, if you take off and you have a problem, you have to land back at the same airport. That's all that's for. So we're going into EGKK arrival. Now like I said, you do it in linearity. So our star is going to be Willow 3B. So if you want to look for it, it's Willow 3B. Willow 3B, and that's given us a variety of different things. So today would have been, now this is why I use SimBrief as well, because SimToolkit, because it just makes life so much easier. So as you can see, we've got runway 08 right, and it's an ILS Cat 3 110.9. Now that's another video again. ILS landings are basically an instrument landing system, so the plane basically brings you in for you. Let's see, but because it's an ILS, we click the ILS 08 right. Okay. Now these transitions here that you're seeing here are for these are for basically the ILS, and it will tell you, if I can find it. Astra Timber Willow. It's a Willow because WILO. That's why it is. I should have thought of that. So it always goes whatever that says. So that's basically what our waypoint is that joins onto our star. Execute that. That is all our things done. The next stage you go into is your legs. Just go through all these just to make sure there's no discontinuities, which basically means there's been a break in your waypoints. So from A to B to C, etc., etc. Now from that information we've already put in, it already puts in all of our speeds and all of our heights and transition heights, etc., etc. So you don't have to worry about a thing. The only thing I would say next when you're doing it, now this is a little thing because it took me a while to understand this. I'm just going to turn this flight plan off because we don't need anything else from our flight plan now. That's nothing we need. So I'm just going to turn that off just to show you what to do here. Oh, that's the wrong one, David. It's this one. There we go. So when I come back up here, all you need to do once the flight plan is done, I normally put into program on the second screen so you can kind of see where top of climb is, and then once you hit top of climb it will tell you where your top of descent is, which is kind of interesting so you know when you're going to start descending, etc. Now once that's all done, to activate that flight plan so the plane follows everything you're doing, all you do is you put your both flight directors on, your auto throttle, which does your takeoff and also does your flight speed changes along the route. Now this plane's a bit different sometimes. It won't allow, it's allowing you. You put your VNAV, which is basically controls your speeds from the flight computer, and your LNAV, which basically does your movement of the plane. Now another little tip, if you want to check things, you go up here and you put it onto plan. Now as you can see here, that little plane is us. Okay, now as long as you put that on plan, this will allow you to do this. You click steps, okay, and it will step through every little waypoint. So you make sure that there's no weird like circles, like going around in circles, which sometimes happens. So as you can see, we're going around all the way along, coming along. That's fine. Kidley, and there you go. So this is our descent down. So this is our basic turn to descend. And you come around here, and that, see this line here, this dotted line, that is our 10 nautical mile approach. Coming in. And when you come into land, how to find out once you've reached the top of climb, how to find out what your lowest altitude that you need to descend to for your arrival. You always take the lowest height prior to your runway, which will be runway 247, which is the height that the runway is sitting at. So it's 3,000. So before you take off, you put that to your 350. Once you reach that height, you put it down to 3,000, and then the plane will do everything. All you have to do is land. Okay guys, but thank you very much. I hope that's not been too much of a video for you. It's been about 30 minutes, but I've tried to do as much as I could in this video to help you out. Any questions that you do have, you're more than welcome to ask. It's been a little bit sporadic this, but I hope that from this somebody can get some help, because I struggled with getting information from the flight plans, so I'm pretty sure there will be other people out there that will struggle. The only thing a flight plan doesn't tell you is flaps, speed brake restrictions, all that kind of stuff's totally different. But this basic flight plan tutorial on how to implement it into a Boeing FMC will get you from A to B. As long as you know how to set up the aircraft in regards to weights, etc., you'll be absolutely fine. But again, guys, thank you very much. And I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll catch you hopefully in a stream, and if not, pop over to Discord, Black156 Gaming, and if you did like this video, please drop a like and maybe a little subscription as well. But thank you, and I will catch you in the next one. See you later guys, enjoy now, bye bye.